welcome to Your True Reflection. So I have Jenny Pacey joining us today, who is an elite athlete turned super trainer and sports scientist, and drum roll, the new patron of Your True Reflection. Jenny, welcome to the show. We're so delighted to have you on today and to share your thoughts on how through being an Olympian, an elite athlete, and you have faced physical and mental challenges, how this can help with resilience that translates to helping trauma recovery.
Firstly, thank you for having me as a patron, Abby. I'm super excited to be involved in such an amazing cause and charity. And as an elite athlete, we have a certain mindset that's about being empowered, it's about being positive, it's about being strong, and it's about overcoming challenges. And I think that's why I wanted to be involved with the charity, because I want to help empower and create a positive change in trauma survivors.
Thank you so much. So here at Your True Reflection, we are a community interest company. So we are a non-profit organisation, and what we are putting our hearts into is empowering people that have suffered trauma. A lot of the time, people that come to our groups, our workshop or our platform, they have experienced abuse. It could be domestic abuse, but there's something that's created trauma in their lives. And what we're looking to do is provide expert videos and a safe space for empowerment. So what advice would you be able to give somebody that's watching this, that feels broken physically or mentally, and they're in a position where they have got to completely start over? What would be like one of the first sort of steps that you could help with advice based on all your experiences and mental challenges that you've gone through to become an elite athlete?
So, as an elite athlete, we train every day and we train our thoughts as well as our bodies. So, one of the things I'd start with is when you wake up in the morning, create a positive thought and say, this is going to be a better day. So our thoughts become our feelings, and our feelings become our actions, and our actions become our behaviors. So if you can just change that first thought of the day, even if you don't believe it, because your brain doesn't actually know what's real and what's not. So if you start to have these positive thoughts, and it just starts with one in the morning, then there will be a ripple effect or a spiral effect. So more thoughts become positive, and it helps bring you out of the opposite spiral, where you're not feeling so great, everything seems impossible. Just one thought can change all those things. And then the other suggestion I have, as an athlete, we took every training session as a single session. We took every weight that we lifted as a single lift. And I would say that if you break it down to just one step at a time, so instead of looking at the top of the mountain, you're at the bottom possibly, and it's literally just that first step. And then you just take another small second step, and you only have to look one step ahead. And before you know it, you've created 1,000 positive little steps, and you're at the top of the mountain, or you're on a completely different mountain. And you'll look back to where you were and feel and realize you're in an absolutely, completely different place.
This is such great advice. So it's breaking it down and almost nibbling at the situation of how to get from A to B, because when we are and people are suffering from trauma and anxiety, it does, the world can seem overwhelming and the end goal so far away. So that's incredible advice, Jenny, to start with this single session mindset, of just thinking things through in small bite-sized thoughts, even not people. Excuse me.
Abby, did you know you're 80% more likely to achieve your goals if you write them down?
Oh,
So if you start, say, journaling and you wrote down 3 goals for the year, and then start working back the little steps to work towards them, you're much more likely to achieve a change and achieve the goals that you're setting for a slightly different life to what you've had.
I love that. So again, that's such a great but simple piece of advice. Start to journal, which is something we all have access to, a pen, a pen and paper. So start to journal those thoughts down. And what's your thoughts, Jenny, on going back out into nature and and changing the way that you feel through exercise? How does that sort of work?
So, exercise has been shown to improve your mental health, your physical health. It reduces your cortisol levels. Now, cortisol is the stress hormone that floods the body when we are in trauma or when we are in dangerous situations. So, as much as we can do to reduce our anxiety, reduce our cortisol, and maybe bring people out of their heads and out of the thoughts and out of the drama and the trauma and everything that's going on and drop back into their bodies is really useful to start to help kind of reset the soul. So for me, a walk in nature every day is one of my non-negotiables. And the brain really enjoys, for instance, the repetitive shape of leaves in the trees. It finds it very soothing and relaxing. You'll find that after 40 minutes, your cortisol levels are naturally dropped, and you end up increasing your dopamine and serotonin. They're the feel-good hormones. You're going to feel more relaxed, you're going to feel happier, you're going to feel less stressed, and feel less trauma. Then on another scale, there's weight training. I've found that clients and most people, when they start lifting weights, and you can start with tiny dumbbells, you could even start with baked bean cans in your kitchen.
I
When
love
people
that.
start to feel that little people start feeling a little bit stronger physically, you start to feel so much more stronger mentally. And you'll find that the way you approach many things in life starts to change by just maybe doing 1 or 2 weight training sessions a week. And then on the other end of the scale from weights, you've got yoga or breathing or Pilates. Just doing some stretching, maybe going to a yoga class. You'll be in a safe environment, in a nice community. Breath work also again drops the cortisol level. It's going to bring you out of your head or out of the thoughts that you maybe don't want to be in, drop you into your body, and help reconnect you to yourself in a gentle and kinder way.
That's beautiful advice, Jenny. Thank you. So we've spoken about journaling, walking in the parks, and also doing some maybe weight training, something to empower you to feel stronger. These are all fabulous tips for vulnerable people that are recovering from trauma. And just once again, Jenny, I just really want to thank you for being our patron. We're really privileged and honoured to have you, and it's going to be such an exciting journey, and I look forward to all the wonderful things that we're going to achieve together. So on behalf of everybody that's part of Your True Reflection, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Oh, my absolute pleasure. I am so excited to be involved and so happy to help people, help empower them, help trauma victims feel more positive and just change their mindsets, because it's an incredible life. And I feel so bad for some people that awful things have happened to, but that doesn't have to be the future. You can really change your circumstance, change how you feel inside and outside, and I'm very happy to be part of the journey.
Thank you, Jenny. Well, we look forward to having you back on the show again in the very near future, where we will be sharing more tips in trauma recovery. But for today, thank you and goodbye.
With a reflection of hope.